Oh,
Thank you for that. We're live with that.
That's great. Where did I even read that? Oh, there we go. Right
Yeah,
in the chat.
right there. Welcome everybody to the to NGS season 10. I believe we're on week 3. We got a Division A match between Minion Miners and Fancy Flightless Fowl. Yeah.
Now, we have casted Fancy Flightless Fowl before. They are my pronunciation nemesis from I believe the first game we casted.
Are you ready? No, okay. So Minion Miners, won the coin flip. They elected for first map pick. Minion Miners banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Towers of Doom. Fancy Flightless Fowl banned out Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And Minion Miners took us to Volskaya Foundry for our first game here tonight.
Always fun. A very strong control point map.
Plenty of very strong heroes you can pick here. I always love to see a Deckard on this map. His potions, and especially his Ruby at 4, can just put down so many health bars just lying on the ground.
Now, I don't remember if it was this team or a different time we were on the Foundry, but we did see that with the Garrosh tossing a ETC into a bunch of potions that the Deckard had laid down, bringing the ETC all the way back up to full. So it is very strong on this map.
Yeah. Plenty of times, even when I'm playing Deckard, just being able to put down basically an entire tank's health bar worth of health just lying on the ground is so impactful. I think we're just waiting for. I don't know. Hold on. Are they on the right sides? Minion Miners is on the.
I believe they're on the correct sides.
Minion Miners, yes, they are. All right, and it looks like we're underway.
Now, with some knowledge that you and I both have, Mark, I'm really looking forward to this draft. There are some very fun and strange characters that both these teams like to play. So it'll be interesting to see if we see the targeted ban against that, or if they manage to get it.
Now, without trying to... Oh, okay, there it is right away.
There it is. Looks like these teams have done their research.
Oh boy! All right, no Cho'Gall this game. Can we get a Cho ban here? Make sure we get both of those big boys out of here.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to get Cho in there without the call, right?
Yeah.
Can we get some F's in chat for Cho'Gall, please? I was hoping he would survive at least 1 or 2 rounds of bans, but no.
And the first ban is okay, because usually with the strongest heroes, you're going to want to pick them first, but Cho, you literally cannot. It's the second pick that gets to take the Gall home. Yeah, and we see the Lucio ban comes out. That is definitely a targeted ban. I saw Wesker rocking that Lucio a whole bunch.
And I saw the Triple F here had a player with a fairly high win rate with Mai, so May.
There you go. You gotta do that at least once every time.
And the standard Diva ban after rework.
The Mega
ETC. Fairly standard pick here.
Yeah, very strong tank. Chromie. Recent reworks made her a bit of a powerhouse. Guess the buffs didn't do enough damage to knock her out of the meta. Or the nerfs, rather, I should say.
I know that the introduction of the little medallions definitely kind of weakens her time stop ability a bit.
And the Nubarak pick coming out here. Looking to just get a whole bunch of stuns out there. Ooh, Maiev.
Ooh, very fun.
Love to see a Maiev.
Love to see those pulls.
Good Maiev is always a terror against the enemy team.
For sure. So we have Batman, Blood Ravens left on Fancy Flightless Fowl. What characters do they like to play? So we're missing. Oh, we have a tank and a healer.
So they'll need another damage And an
think so.
offlaner.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Batman here go for something more damage. He doesn't, as far as I can tell, he doesn't really have an offlaner. Blood Ravens, though, is the offlaner, so I wouldn't be surprised to see an Artanis, maybe an Imperius or a Sonya come out. Nope, not an Imperius, though.
An Anaban. Okay. I didn't see a whole lot of Anna when I was looking at him, but maybe they did a bit more scouting than I did.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Minion Miners pick a Deckard here for their healer.
Ooh, Sylvanas. Sylvanas is strong on this map. You take whatever that talent is at 4 to empower your turrets and do a whole lot more damage on the points.
Looks like we got an Uther as the healer this game.
And Uther. Now, Uther is interesting because you can rock him in healer, offlane, or even tank. But with the recent changes, he's leaning a bit towards more solo heal, but that doesn't stop anybody.
Yeah, Raynor coming out from the Blood Ravens, one of his top heroes there. Let's see what Batman picks here.
Batman. Thrall. Alright, so that's probably our offlane, unless Jimmy wants to hop in the offlane. Ooh, Tyrael.
Excuse me. Mecha Tyrael. We took over this.
I keep making that mistake. First with Mecha Tassadar, now with the Mecha Tyrael. Alright. Minion Miners versus Fancy Flightless Fowl. Game 1.
Yeah, it looks like this will be an interesting fight. Lots of crowd control on both teams.
I'm upset that we're not going to get a Cho'Gall game this early. I was hoping for someone to rock it out quite early here.
Yeah, but maybe we'll see next game.
Yeah, hopefully somebody will just let that ball slide a little bit to the other side. That would absolutely be a mistake, I would think.
I would agree with you there, but it would be a very fun mistake to watch.
It would. Yeah, so Chromie on the left, Tyrael, Uther, Sylvanas. Looks like they're going for just to pick them off and take them out of the game comp. Just stun somebody and kill them. On the other side, we got ETC Mosh with a Maiev Warden's Cage would be quite strong, able to go into a team fight and just like move them all inside the Mosh.
Just lock them down into that Mosh. Be very strong.
And Thrall, from my experience, does offer a bit more damage in the offlane as opposed to a bit more survivability, so we could see a good deal of damage coming out of our Fancy Flightless Fowl friends over here.
Now, Mark, why don't you introduce us to Minion Miners?
Alright, Minion Miners. Marshall on the Chromie. We got Murderin on the Mecha Tassadar. Not the Mecha... the Mecha Tyrael. I did it again.
There you go.
Weskra on the Uther. We got Sir Mac and Cheese on the Sylvanas, and Himbo on the Anubarak.
And on Fancy Flightless Fowl, we have Batmang on Thrall, Gingimex on ETC, Oralorn on Malfurion, Blood Ravens on Raynor, and Siege Master on Maiev. Now, it'll be interesting to see what the Raynor does this game. Looks like he's going for Exterminator for his first talent. I'm wondering if he's going to be leaning away from, dealing a whole bunch of damage and being more siege camp and minion focused.
A lot of arguments can be made for Exterminator nowadays. It is quite the pick. But interesting, on the left side, I see this Anubarak going for the Beetle build to begin with. I'm excited for that. And both of these teams, not a whole lot of fighting, just focusing on the wave and getting out of there. Tyrael in the bot lane. Alright.
We're all rotating bots. Looks like he'll be off laning for now, but Tyrael rotating to the mid. Yep, rotating mid.
And with 1 minute mark coming in, we should see these teams headed towards their turret camps. Hopefully, getting a little bit caught up in the mid lane fight here. Looks like Weskra's already on the way. And there's the Sylvanas. Let's see if our Fancy Flightless Fowl, our penguin friends, decide to make their way down there. No, they're looking for a kill. No. unstoppable on the burrow. He's able to save the Nubrak from certain death there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very hard to pin down an Uberak.
Yeah. And we see the Rainer onto the siege camp. Extremely fast at that. He's already basically got it done, and the other team, who's been hacking at it for quite a while, just picked it up.
Yeah, that's the power of the exterminator.
I thought the Nubrak was looking at this support camp, but he was trying to get a gank on the ETC. Oh, but we are looking at the support camp.
Looks like they're trying to take it there.
Looks like Gingy Mix has already seen it. He's sniffed it out. He's like, hey guys, come out. They're going to take this camp.
No, looks like they're taking it regardless. They're not putting up too much of a fight with that one.
Yeah, not enough people close enough to really contest that. That's probably a smart move. And did Thrall finish? Thrall is done his Echo of the Elements at 2 minutes and 17 seconds. I'm not a Thrall expert, but I'm pretty sure that's extremely fast.
You know, I've played a few games as Thrall, and I'm by no means an expert either, but yeah, that seems a little fast to me. Very strong start from both teams here.
Mm-hmm. Chromie, being able to pick up her talents early, has a proper greeting, looking for... I don't know, that's not exactly a Q or W build. That's just a build. Just some straight up damage. She's just looking to pump out as much pain as she can.
Yeah, just to out damage the fancy Flightless Fowl, which she might be able to do here.
Mm-hmm. ETC comes out with the slide, and Nubrak gets rooted, but he walks away happy. And it looks like the turret came down there. Wasn't able to secure a whole lot of damage. And look at all those beetles. Did you see all those beetles? That is the beetle build right there.
That's a lot of beetles.
That's a lot of bugs. Meanwhile, Tyrael is just kind of happily standing on the point there. Oh, he's heading down to do some soak back at the top lane.
With that Thrall, he's having no problems with.
Yeah, and Nubrak getting kind of low. Gets the shield out, but the ETC dies in exchange.
Ooh, Maiev. A little dangerous there for Maiev.
Mm-hmm. Maiev able to put out a whole bunch of damage, but wasn't able to save the ETC.
Not quite.
I have the wrong overlay up? I have the wrong overlay up. Thank you so much. Let me just go boop. I missed that for at least 4 minutes. Sorry about that. Alright. Yeah, a whole bunch of sieging in this top lane. Really, they're just looking... I think that they're just looking to take this wet fountain.
Yeah.
And there goes the ranged minions, the siege minions.
Neither team really caring too much about this point. Thrall rotating back bottom, looks like. They are falling behind. Fancy Flightless Fowl is falling behind in XP, so it's a good idea for Thrall to rotate bottom.
Yeah, both teams
make up some of that.
Both teams just picking up their mid-first objective turret camp. And I believe that there is a turret advantage. Yeah, turret advantage for minion miners. The Maiev is getting extremely low here and needs to back out while the minion miners do a bit of channeling on that point. Yeah, Jimmy just trying to clean up the soak mid-wave. Gingy Max doing a little bit of positioning here. A little bit of anchoring.
Yeah, both teams not really... Or Fancy Flightless Fowl not really looking to engage yet. Looks like they're regrouping and
here they go.
Them going in.
There goes the Maiev Shadow popping in.
Looks like they're trying to take out that Anubrak.
ETC getting extremely low and down he goes. The Anubrak getting chained by the Maiev, but the Maiev is extremely low. There she goes down. And
Raynor just barely able to survive with that push there.
That is the first objective over to the side of minion miners.
It looks like Minion Miners will also be the first team to get their level 10 talents. Not counting Chromie, of course.
Yep, she's already got her slowing sands out. Yeah, and Minion Miners looking to get this fountain down. And most likely a little bit more because of the early siege they got against them. Might even get this whole fort. Yeah, that is still quite a healthy robot. Just sitting there. Gingy Max taking a whole lot of punishment.
Blood Ravens as well, getting pretty low there.
Standing still against the protectors. Not something you want to do with that machine gun on them.
No, definitely not.
And now this protector just like looking to do a little bit of damage. What else is it gonna do? Not enough time to go see somewhere else. No, we're gonna put a little bit of damage on the mid lane.
Yeah, well, no towers up, and
you got a big ass robot, so why not?
There, yeah.
Oh.
Very strong start for oh god, what's their name again? Minions Miner.
Minion Miners. Yeah, fancy Flightless Fowl won't hurry to get their experience back in line, but they do have their 10s. Yeah, so at least they have something.
The bionic emitter in the mid right there.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to their other camps.
Yeah. Right, what are the item advantages we have? So we've got Weskra holding on to that heal camp. We got that's it. On the other side, I don't think they have anything. No, it is just the heal camp sitting on the side of the Minion Miners.
Yeah, but they're about to take their siege camp here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sylvanas goes down to take the turret camp next.
Mm-hmm. We see both these turret camps up, and only Sylvanas making a move for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be equal with these item advantages, especially if Weskra is still holding on to this heal camp. The biotic emitter there.
Looking at the Raynor, it looks like he took the Hyperion there. Interesting.
Yeah, Thrall here, doing a little bit of damage to this camp, but looks like Minion Miners has their eyes on it. Oh, they see the 4-stack top. They're just going to take this camp.
ETC is surprisingly taking Stage Dive instead of Mosh Pit.
I could see that. Stage Dive is quite a strong heroic. Gives you a good global so you can soak up, which is what they really want to do, and then get to the team fight whenever he needs to. Mm-hmm. And the bot lane
having no problems with that Thrall in bottom lane.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Thrall just trying to be safe. And on the mid lane I see some action going. No, the Nubrak is still safe. And Minion Miner is sitting on their 13 tier advantage. The Slowing Sand comes out in ETC, looking for a little bit of damage on him.
Turret is dropped there.
Yeah, Sylvanas turning off the fort. Looks like they're just going to do some siege damage here, while the Fancy Flightless Fowl can only defend. Maiev... did she get a...
Ooh, web weave on... or, web wrap on
the Blood Ravens. Oh, but the stun comes out a little bit too early, and here comes the Thrall with the Earthquake. Maev's silence comes out. Can we get a kill on the Anubarak?
Pretty low, but
there he goes down.
Not quite able to escape.
Yeah, that is not a completely even trade, but Siege Master just dodging the last big slam from Chromie's Dragon's Breath there.
Fancy Flightless Fowl going 2 for 1 there. Not exactly in their favor.
Mm-hmm. Not exactly an ideal trade, but it is a trade nonetheless, and gives you at least something out of that situation.
They managed to come they are a talent tier behind, so I'm surprised that they kept up so well in that fight.
And the Minion Miners at the bottom just taking away the front wall. Thrall heading down to soak, get them a little bit ahead before they decide to get another fight going. They are on even talent tier, so they could do that at any time they choose. Top lane, just some anchoring and positioning from Gingimax, keeping the back line safe. Oh, but I see a gank come down on the Thrall, a Nubrak.
Stunned.
Oh,
that might be it for the Thrall. Yep.
Yeah, Judgment secures the kill on the Thrall. But this is a 4v4 top, and I think Fancy Flightless Fowl recognizes it, and they go in. But Gingimax taking so much damage.
Malfurion as well.
Yeah, they just need to get out here, because the Anubarak is coming. I can see him down there. Warden's Cage comes out. There comes the dive. We're looking for the Chromie kill, but she gets a time trap just in time, but not enough in time to save her. But the Malfurion is web-wrapped, and he's looking to get out of there.
Fancy Flightless Fowl looking to back off, trying to get this Anubarak.
Yeah, the Anubarak is low, and there's the Malfurion silence. And here comes the Thrall to make this a 4v3 now. And it looks like this objective, for the time being at least, is going to the sides of Fancy Flightless Fowl. Maybe they could turn it around here.
They came up in that fight quite well. They did have a talent tier disadvantage. They were at Minion's Miner was at level 16 there as part of that fight. Nubrak a little bit too far up, maybe forgetting about the silence off of the Malfurion, really trapped him there. He wasn't able to swiftly dig away as he usually does.
We got another 3 seconds until the Nubrak comes up, and I think Fancy Flightless Fowl is just looking to get the experience, because they don't want to fight against a 16 talent here. 16 is usually huge for almost any team. Yeah, being very coy with this point. They're going to hop off as soon as things get dicey, because again, Thrall is also in the bot lane, so this is not a place where they want to be. And there's the slowing sands. And ETC just power slides his way out of there. Dodges basically everything.
Good power slide there.
Yeah, and there's the turret getting picked up. Thrall looking to just pick up that experience in the bot lane. But this is a protector for the sides of the minion miners.
Yeah, they're just backing off there. It's too dangerous being such a talent tier behind.
Couldn't quite get the experience when they needed it. And looks like this protector will be headed for the top lane. Alright, let's see how this plays out. Just getting some siege damage. They are a full level ahead, so they do have 4 whole % additional damage and health over the enemy team. Looking to just go on the Warden's Cage for the Maiev, head into the back line. There's the stun, and that is
3 kills instantly.
Immediately.
Taking out every team member not in the giant mech suit.
Yeah, that is the problem with having 2 of your frontliners in the protector, in that the backline is wide open for any sort of hard engage, which this team has ample of.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, and this is a protector that's just gonna have to sit around for a bit.
And that was a very strong comeback there from Fancy Flightless Fowl, able to make up a lot of that ground they lost in the XP.
Yeah, and they're gonna exchange those kills they gotten for a little bit of damage in the bot lane. Maybe secure this front wall. I think they're gonna want to aim for the well there. But we do see minion miners rotating down to try to shoo them off here a bit. Stun comes out, and I think
Little dangerous 4v1 going on here with the Anubarak.
Yeah. Even with level down, that is not a fight you're going to want to take.
No, especially with what we saw up above where he just got silenced and stun locked, essentially. Not able to use any of his escape there.
Yeah, but a little bit of counter push, actually, from the side of minion miners while they see everybody else headed up. They're going to say, you know what, we're just going to take your fort. Yeah. And that they do. Sylvanas turns it off, and the rest of the team is able to push it down.
Not much they can do there. Pushing up even a little bit further. Looks like they might be trying to take this gate here. Fancy Flightless Fowl is rallying to it, though.
Yeah. Thrall coming in. Look, he's looking for an earthquake. Oh, but an excellent cleanse from him comes out. There's the earthquake. A web rep on the Maiev. Thrall's getting kind of low, but can he get out?
TTC as well.
Oh, silence comes out. There's the Chromie die. 10 health. Oh, but the Tyrael goes down. There's the stage dive.
Oh, ETC dead to the Tyrael pulse.
Siege Master looking to get some more damage on this. Himbo sitting at 300 HP. Maiev really wants his kill.
For that kill.
She can't quite go for it. That is an even trade. Now I should note, with Tyrael's changes a couple months ago, he does get more, less time off on his death timer for every hero he hits when he detonates, so he will be up a little bit sooner than the ETC.
Now we are seeing quite a bit of a power spike from Fancy Flightless Fowl here in the late game. A lot of these fights going in their favor.
I believe it's the Maiev getting able to stack up the damage on her quest. She's about halfway done with it. And I think she does better late game. I'm no Maiev expert. I haven't seen a whole lot of Maiev games, but I do think she has a little bit more strength later on. Oh, but the minion miners looking for something, a kill. They are up 20, so they do want to take a fight here.
Oh, the Thrall there getting a little bit encircled, a little bit dangerous.
Yeah. Can you see them coming?
Him get out of there as as minion miners approaches. He's not getting warned at all.
They're zoning in.
Trying to get out of there.
There's no pings. Looks like he's just gonna be safe down here. There's the hearth.
Oh, he's getting out of there.
He gets out of there. He gets out of there.
He sniffs it a little late, but he sniffs it nonetheless.
Yeah, but the minion miners once again saying, "You guys are all the way up there. We're just gonna take your buildings."
Yeah. Flightless Fowl coming in here and coming to the bottom here.
Yeah, I don't think I was able to recognize this during the draft, but Minion miners do have excellent siege, and Ubrak with his beetles able to tank the forts, and Sylvanas able to shut them off entirely.
Terminal activated. Take control.
Raynor, top lane, just pushing it out. Rest of the team bottom.
Yeah, now, this game isn't over by any means. These are even level 20s. A good team fight here can shift the balance drastically.
Yeah, we've seen Fancy Flightless Fowl take some, or do pretty well in these late game team fights. So
yeah, Jimmy just looking to regroup with the team.
Get one good jump on somebody, that might be it.
Yeah. Level 20 is Thrall goes for the upgrade on his Earthquake, and Death Metal for the ETC. Has he been dying a whole lot? Yes, he has. So that will get him some value.
Raynor taking a lot of damage skills later on, an extra damage at level 16 as well as level 20.
Yeah, and we see the turret come down as soon as the engage happens. The Thrall comes down, Judgment, and there is a Thrall dead.
Down.
Stage Dive comes out, the silence, and we're looking at the Anubarak.
That might be it for him.
Yeah, that's it. Jimmy getting kind of low.
Pumped up, Tyrael low, trapped in the corner.
Yeah.
Look, get away from him.
Yeah. Is able to get just one detonate off, but there goes the Uther. Does Uther have the come back to life? No, he does not. He elected for the upgrade to his big stun ultimate, and
yeah,
that is
definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
That is a trade in favor of Fancy Flightless Fowl. 3 for 1. Like we said, they're able to fight these right back.
Yeah, very strong late game spike. They're ahead in kills now by 2. They're looking just to catch up on forts now, I believe, and taking this mech will definitely help with that.
And Jimmy is now just looking to get this turret, as the other team had done theirs previously, and he's headed back to the point. Just looking to clear up these waves. The waves are at a good equilibrium for both teams here, but the top lane might get a little bit of pressure later on.
Yeah, especially with those catapults there. It's definitely pushing a little bit towards their core.
Now, late game protectors are usually quite strong, and sometimes this one can end the game, but there is a full fort and a keep they need to punch through, so I'm not sure if this by itself can end the game, and if they ignore that top lane, it's going to take some damage.
And Minion Miners does deal a significant amount of damage, as we can see that the mech is already down to basically half health.
Yeah, no strong engages. We got ETC and Maev sitting on the protector. So not a whole lot of backline for the engages, and there's the Tyrael looking to get some damage on the Muradin, on the Raynor.
Able to take that fort there, no problem, but all their lanes are significantly pushed back now, or at least mid and top are.
And we see this
might even lose a keep up top with those 2 catapults.
Yeah.
Looks like they've noticed it well, but I don't think they can quite get to it in time.
Yeah, and the protector is getting just wailed on while nobody else is around. Siege Master able to come up. The Judgment goes on ETC, and there's the focus, there's a silence, there's a stun, and there's the kill. But the Deathmatch is there. Maev looking to get a whole bunch of damage here. Warden's Cage.
3 for 1 here again.
Yeah.
Tyrael
getting low. Can the kill be secured?
Now.
There it is.
Not quite able to kill the Thrall there.
And that is a 2 for 1 trade on the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl. That Deathmatch getting some serious value.
Very, very valuable. Almost able to get 3 kills there with that Anubarak, but I think the Anubarak has learned that staying in those areas that they control is just a death sentence. He quickly got out of there, leaving Tyrael for dead.
That's right. A little bit of indecision who's going to cap the point there.
Now, unfortunately, I have to go take a roast out of the oven, so I will be right back.
You go get your meat out of the oven, my friend. Alright. So, Minion Miners looking to just safely soak while their teammate comes back. And Fancy Flightless Fowl has eyed their turret camp, and they'll be doing this shortly. Turret camp for the other team is not quite up yet. Item advantage, let's see, we got a turret and a heal camp for the Flightless Fowl, and a turret, just the turret, for the side of Minion Miners. So item advantage goes to Fancy Flightless Fowl. And both sides are at an equal level. And it looks like Minion Miners once again are saying, we see you over there, so again, we're just going to take your buildings. There we go. This is our keep. Hope that the stun comes out. A good cleanse. ETC stage dive comes out. Not able to net him any kills. Siege Master looking for a pull, but not able to really pull it off. And that is a trade for the side of Minion Miners. They didn't lose anything and they got themselves a free keep. And once again, the Fancy Flightless Fowl needs to clean up these lanes. But Minion Miners looking for something. All the ults are up. Judgment is up again. Took the cooldown reduction.
Looks like I came back just in time. Both teams edging in for a team fight almost.
Yeah, Minion Miners really looking for something here.
One good team fight in favor of Minion Miners, and this game is over.
Yeah, Fancy Flightless Fowl needs to play extra careful, whereas Minion Miners does have the luxury of just being a little bit more reckless. They do have all their keeps up. And very decent lane pressure, but at this point, either team can elect to just push core and win if they get enough kills.
Looks like we have all the ultimates up for both teams.
Yeah, we see the turret camps coming up pretty soon here. 20 seconds, 40 seconds.
Looks like Fancy Flightless Fowl just pushing out that top lane a little bit to buy them some time during a what I believe will be an upcoming team fight. Just pushing out all their lanes here.
Yeah, we see some help pings coming in on these bushes here. Gingimax checking them out. And looks like the fight's going to start here.
Oh, they're backing off a bit. They know better to engage them at this point in such a tight group.
Gingimax getting a little bit low from all the focusing.
Power slide getting him out of their point in a while.
Yeah, Maiev comes out just probing. There's the heal camp coming out.
Ooh, very strong.
Yeah, forcing that out will give the Minion Miners a little bit of an advantage. And there it goes, it has expired. So now it is an even item advantage.
Minion Miners does not want to engage in such a tight space. Just poking them from
Oh, but that is what Minion Miners is doing. They know that the pressure will build up, and eventually someone is going to have to head back and defend the core. We can see the shields are falling.
Yeah, we can see we have 2 catapults there already.
And Minion Miners realizing they just need to be patient.
Oh, they're backing out now.
I said they just need to be patient, but then I see the Judgment about to head out on the ETC. Luckily, the second knockback saves the ETC.
Keeps the Judgment up for material for later. They steal the turret.
Oh yeah, that will be a huge boon on the side of Minion Miners, especially with Sylvanas taking both the second turret and having Mercenary Queen able to do a whole lot of value on this point. Now here comes a Fancy Flightless Fowl looking for a kill here. They know they have to fight. This big stun comes out. There goes the Thrall. ETC is next, but the Death Mosh. Oh, but the Treadmill saves the Anubrak. And there is the Judgment on the Rainer, and that is a 5-man team wipe for Minion Miners. And I don't think our Penguin pals have enough damage to defend this.
No, I would say not. Yeah, just one good team fight was all it took to swing this all the way in Minion Miners' favor.
Now I love the 4th Protector because his health bar is just one big blue bar. Now, you know,
good showing from both teams here in the first match.
Yeah, very good. Very close games all the way around. Minion Miners was able to keep up the pressure, but Fancy Flightless Fowl was able to maintain the experience equilibrium.
Yeah, that late game spike from Fancy Flightless Fowl just wasn't quite enough to bring the game back for them.
Very close game. I'll take a little bit closer look at these talents here. So Maiev, of course, she went for the Warden's Cage. At 20, she went for the Shadow Orb Huntress. I don't know what that means or how strong that is. I assume that is a powerhouse move. Jamie going for Weak Spot acquired, so that will reduce the enemy armor.
Yeah, Jimmy ended up taking a lot of damage late game. His early game focused more on, killing minions, getting those siege camps. I would have liked maybe to see something more damage focused coming from him. I don't think that Fancy Flightless Fowl just had the damage output necessary to really tear through the team quick enough. As we saw in a lot of those fights, they were able to secure 3 kills on average, I would say, 2 to 3 kills. While the rest of the team was able to escape.
And one of the more surprising things is that this Tyrael was able to secure so much damage this game. Second in the entire match. Seconded to Chromie herself. So that is
a lot of damage from that Tyrael.
A lot of damage, and he also got a lot of experience soaked. Most for the side of the blue team. So he was our offlaner that game. I really didn't call that out early. But yeah.
It looks like we're heading into match 2 here. Oh, and I have a cat that wants to join the cast. Hello, sweetie.
If only we could get cameras for your side.
If only.
If only. Let's...
If only we were technologically adept. But alas, we're just programmers.
So that is a win for the side of Minion miners on the map they picked. So they clearly knew what they were doing. They were very good on calling out how to win and where to win.
Yeah, very much so. That early game pressure was very strong on them. We saw them get that early gank on the Thrall. I think that was before the first, or no, it was after the first mech.
Yeah, and that Thrall dodge at the bottom, they're able to just get a little bit of experience soak and then hearth his way out. Just stealth mode down there.
Yeah, as the team closed in.
Yeah, just waiting for Fancy Flightless Fowl to have either map pick or first pick.
Hopefully we'll be able to see a Cho'Gall this next game.
Hopefully. Odds are not in our favor, but we can always hope. Fingers crossed.
I'll be secretly in the background sending people PayPal money. Hey, don't ban Cho'Gall in this next game, okay? No questions asked.
Alright. Ooh, Devin, I'm sorry. Fancy Flightless Fowl has picked the second map, and they have taken us to Brax's Holdout.
Now you know how much I love this map.
This is one of Devin's favorite maps.
This is the only map that I have a sub 35% win rate on. I believe last time I checked it was 33.
Now personally, I actually very much enjoy this map. There's a lot of different strategies you can employ. But let's see what they do. This is an excellent Cho'Gall map. 2 lanes means you don't need to worry about 3 bodies.
No, we know we're gonna see him banned here, first ban.
We know we are, but I hope we aren't. Marshall, let's see. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna bring to us?
Hopefully he lets us get that Cho'Gall glory.
The May ban right away.
Ban. Not too familiar with May. May?
May? Yeah, almost got it.
Sadness. The sadness I feel.
It's not gonna happen, Devin.
I know. As much as I want it to.
Alright, second ban. What's this?
I'm not too familiar with May, her abilities and her builds. Now, is that a she fairly strong on this map?
She is overall a fairly strong tank. Personally, I find her Blizzard just the most annoying thing in the world. Like, you just put a circle down and they can't stand in there for like 8 seconds or however long it is. It feels like
Very
8
similar
seconds.
To the Jaina Blizzard then?
And Lucio, Westgrug, picking up that thing that wasn't banned out last game.
Wait is over.
Yeah. And Fantasy Flightless Fowl, banning that Chromate. Don't want to deal with her on this map.
The
crusade calls.
Cassia Johanna, strong pickup pair. Johanna also able to supply a little bit more blinds for the Cassia bonus damage to proc.
Be interesting to see what Minion miners counters here. Blaze and a Li Ming.
Blaze and a Ming. So Blaze will be in the offlane. Now offlane is extremely important on this map. You want to be able to make sure you win it.
Rexar ban. Interesting. Is Rexar a common pick for Minion miners, or?
Rexar, I do believe I did see some picks, but Rexar is also extremely strong on this map because you can have your bear head to the point while you pick up soak. And then the enemy offlaner has to decide between taking the point or taking soak. Either way, they're losing out.
Now, I believe Minion miners, same 3 bans that they did the last game with the Mei, the Diva, and the Imperius. So I'm sure these are targeted bans here on the Mei and the Imperius, and probably just a meta ban on the Diva. Didn't really see that pop up for Fancy Flightless Fowl.
Yep, Diva is extremely strong nowadays.
Fancy Flightless Fowl looking at Minion miners. Look at me, I'm the Sylvanas now.
Let's get the Sylvanas going. But I like to see the white main coming out. White main's not something I see a whole lot.
Yeah, I did. I believe that it is one of Orlorn's higher win rate heroes. Let me just double check. Scrolling through my notes. Nope.
Lunara and
I'm thinking of zombies.
I see. I was wrong with the offlane Blaze. We have an offlane Thrall coming out, and this will be a main tank Blaze.
Interesting.
But Batman gets to pick his own offlane against the Thrall, and he elects for our Panda, or sometimes 3 pandas.
Sometimes 3 pandas in a panda suit.
Anywhere between 1 and 3 pandas. All right.
Lunara, strong pick on this map. She's always strong on such small maps with her increased mobility.
Now I'm curious as to what Westgrug can do on this Lucio, because I saw it get picked in quite a number of games. So it is very likely to be a very strong pick.
Now, looking at these 2 teams, what do you think their strategies are going to be this game?
Well, once the hero portraits come out, and I can see what these portraits are, I'll be able to tell you, because I've completely forgotten what these compositions are already. I remember just talking about a Lucio, so one of these teams is a Lucio.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So we have a Lucio, a Blaze, a Li Ming, a Lunara, and a Thrall on the side of Minion miners. A Cassia, Johanna, Sylvanas, and forget the last 2.
And this is the wrong map!
What are we looking at here? This is Braxis Outpost.
This is Braxis Outpost. We get the wrong map.
Now, I did notice when we were in there that it said Braxis Outpost. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Remembering the name wrong. Let's get out of this game.
Let's... Alright.
You don't want to watch a 1-lane map?
God, that would also be kind of fun. That must be why we didn't see any of those hero icons, because
shenanigans were afoot.
Shenanigans indeed were afoot. Alright.
Now, it's pretty difficult for the Thrall to offlane when the offlane is the main lane, and there is no other lane.
Those are some next tier mind games.
Fancy Flightless Fowl here. Just try to spook them.
Yeah. Oh boy, I didn't know you could get a draft on that map. I thought it was always Brawl. Play it out.
We have chat asking to play it out, yeah.
Yeah. I would love to see them play it out.
Maybe if we get a third game here.
All right, let's just sit here wait for the invite.
What an excellent start to the second match.
All right, so
winner completely determinate at this point.
So what was that? There was a Thrall, Blaze, a Ming, Lucio.
Oh god, let me rack my memory. We have
And Lunara?
I'm trying to picture it. We have Lucio, Blaze, Lunara, Thrall, and oh good lord. Who's the last one? Oh, I've got an invite here. I'm trying to picture it in my mind, and I just can't. Can't think of the last hero. Li Ming.
Did
I say Li Ming?
Maybe.
There we go.
That's the right thing. Raxus holdout.
There's Alan Tudyk.
I can't believe 12 people missed that.
12 people and all of chat as well.
All of chat.
Like to point out, we are all at fault here.
Yeah. And we have to create this whole...
Let's. I wonder if things are gonna go exactly as they did last time.
I wonder. Oh, what do you think? What band do you think will come out here? I certainly hope it's not a Cho'Gall band.
No, I hope it's a Cho instead of a Gall.
Ah.
Oh, we got the Gall here.
That's good.
Very Gall focused. Diva. We should have recorded our earlier commentary and just played it back here.
Yeah. And then had commentary on our own commentary. That would have been excellent.
Now, I'm not too familiar on the rules. I'm not sure if both teams are locked into pretty much what they picked before, or if it's a complete redo, Mark.
So both teams must repick the same heroes. I believe if they so chose, they could go into a non-draft mode and just build their teams from there. But I guess we're electing to play out the draft in its entirety.
Do it much quicker this time.
XR ban. I guess is to make sure the bans get in the replay and the replay can get recorded.
Victory for the Forsaken.
I'm not a captain, so I don't know.
Let the Inquisition commence.
Yeah, Swan's white main.
Interesting white main. Thrall.
Lunara.
Lunara with that awesome Warden skin.
I bring
Pandemonium.
Starting off with some strong puns this time.
That's what you want in one of these games. I couldn't think of a pun, not in time.
Okay. Let me reiterate my question from before. Now, what do you think the game plan is for both of these teams here?
All right. So on the side of Minion miners, looks like they're just trying to poke from a distance. I would expect the Thrall... Yeah, Thrall's in the offlane. So yeah, there's a ton of poke on this team. They're just looking to get a whole bunch of damage out, and then Blaze will come in with a stun, and they will hopefully be able to finish them off, and Li Ming will go nuts with her resets. On the other side, this is the correct map. On the other side, looks like they're just looking for some strong engages, get a lot of powerhouse damage with Cassia, so Vaughn is able to push the structures over and empower the minion wave. Devin, you want to start off by introducing us to the fancy Flightless Fowl team?
Sure. So on Chen, we have Batman. On Johanna, we have Gingy Max. On Cassia, we have Siege Master. On Sylvanas, we have Blood Ravens. And on Whitemane, we have Orlorn.
Alright, and on the side of Minion miners... Sorry, did you miss one? I counted to 5. I'm pretty sure I counted to 5. Alright, on the side of Minion miners, we got Murderin on the Thrall. We got Himbo on the Blaze. Sir Mac of Cheese on the Lunara. Marshall on the Li Ming. And Westgrow on the infamous Lucio. That I also want to see work out super well. Alright, we can check out the one talents. Thrall went for Echo of the Elements. Very strong on the offlane. We saw the other Thrall able to finish that within 2 minutes, which is quite good.
So we'll keep an eye on that, see how quickly this Thrall does it.
We see this Cassia looking for the stacks on Thunderstroke. I didn't realize that had a cap of 65,000. That's good to know.
He's getting a little low there.
Yeah, Siege Master taking a little bit of focus.
Now, one thing we haven't mentioned yet is how great Sir Mac of Cheese's name is.
Oh my god, I love Sir Mac of Cheese's name. When we were doing scouting, I just couldn't stop laughing.
It is truly a top tier name. Oh,
Yeah.
looks
Oh,
like
damage coming out of Lucio, but he's able to get out of there with 20 HP. Oh, but the Sylvanas. She Shadow Waltzes herself right into a Ming Orb. Is it Shadow Waltz? Banshee?
You hate to see it.
Banshee Wave?
Banshee's Stream Girl Ghosts.
Banshee
I
Ghost.
think is the official name.
We see in the top lane this panda just beating the crap out of this orc. Ritter needed to head back for a bit.
We're all just bailing out of there. Sylvanas hoping to rejoin the fight here.
Siege Master getting kind of low. Stun comes out. Ming doesn't have any follow-ups there.
Nope. Ooh, getting out of the way of that orb.
Adrenaline stim pack he needs. Okay. I haven't seen that before.
We're definitely seeing Fancy Flightless Fowl not falling behind in their XP as much this game.
Gingimax is eyeing for a gank, but she's kind of low. She's at half HP.
Yeah,
Well,
Siege
Blaze
Master pretty low.
tackle comes out.
Blaze gets a little more forward. Not quite punished for it though. The poke coming out of Minion Miners is just incredible to watch.
Oh, the stun comes out on the Cassia, but there's nobody's around to secure the kill, and they're able to counter engage on the Blaze.
Yep.
And we hear the Banshee Queen as she secures herself some minion possessions.
That Blaze being a little bit aggressive there, going in for those stuns so close to the tower without too much backup.
Yeah, if I believe if Li Ming had her cooldowns open, that would have been 1, maybe even 2 kills. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and Blaze paid for it with his life.
Got Thrall getting pretty low in the off lane, electing to hop back for a heal. Chen just hanging out, having a beer.
Now, I don't want to call it this early. I don't want to jinx it, but things are looking pretty good for Fancy Flightless Fowl.
Yeah, most of their engages they've been on top. They're tied right now for kills, and they're ahead in XP. But if we check out the bottom lane, they've already lost tower here and part of their wall.
That is
also
true.
They're going for that engage.
Big fight comes out.
Blaze right in the middle of the back line.
Yeah, Siege Master just looking to get some damage on the Lunara, but the white main on Orlorn is getting a tad low. But all the CC in the world can't kill Johanna.
Those stuns coming off of that Blaze are pretty good so far, pretty accurate. Been able to hit almost or land almost every one of them.
Gingimax kind of low. This white man needs to do a little bit of work overtime to get that health bar back up.
I think a lot of the blinds on Fancy Flightless Fowl is really giving them the edge with that Lunara. She's just not able to land as much damage.
But we do see this, like you said, this siege damage comes up. The Blaze stun comes out in the Cassia, and there goes her armor, but she is kind of low, and she goes right back in. She is afraid of nothing. Got so much faith in that white main. Orlorn doing a whole lot of overtime work. I hope she gets time and a half at least.
Yeah, getting doing work indeed.
Yeah, and there's the completion on party mix for Lucio. But like you said, the siege damage on the side of Minion Miners in the format is just able to secure all of these buildings. There's the fountain down. You know, but in the top lane, Chen is able to hold his own pretty well against the Thrall.
Yeah, it looks like Minion Miners has almost double the siege damage of a Fancy Flightless Fowl.
Oh, stun comes out. White main getting kind of low. Needs to get herself healed up. Just about walks into a Ming Orb. Jesus. Gonna want to watch out for that.
Saw her eye, her light flash before her eyes.
But what?
Blaze trying to go in for that stun again. Not quite able to reach it though.
What was that I just heard down there? Was that a Seeker missile? That is correct. And Li Ming went Seeker. looking for those pinpoint accuracy arcane missiles. Yeah, there it is. Magic missiles.
Just the siege potential coming out of Minion Miner is just incredible to watch.
Yeah, but
oh, Siege Master going down. Gingimax low as well, but he's able to get out of there. Blaze poking that fort down.
yeah, that is unfortunate. Fancy Flightless Fowl not able to keep up with the siege damage, and Minion Miners didn't even need the point.
No, and they're even Fancy Flightless Fowl is able to maintain an XP advantage pretty much this whole game so far, even with them falling so behind.
But in the top lane, we see Batman on the Chen getting focused down by the Lucio came up for the gank. But he is able to get out of there with his Panda power and a little bit of channel. A little bit of channel goes over to the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl.
That's that Thrall just cannot deal with that Chen alone. His damage output just too high, his self-sustain just too high.
Now at this point in the bot lane, Minion Miners don't have a lot more they can secure without doing more siege damage.
Going in for that Blaze, trying to get him off the points.
Taking the
Little
channel.
bit of percentage going to Minion Miners then.
Yeah, back in the top, we see this Chen going in 2v1 again. 3v1 now. And in the bot lane, Fancy Flightless Fowl is just... looks like they're looking to put a little bit of defense up in the top lane. As
Taking that Brute camp.
Yeah, it looks like the teams have... The Minion Miners have switched sides here, and looks like the Siege is coming up top. And that's where the defense will have to move.
Yeah, it looks like the offlaners have rotated bottom, the rest of the team rotating top. Just the incredible siege potential coming out of Minion Miners right now. They've already taken the top wall, the top gate, both towers.
Yeah.
And they have a level 10 advantage right now. For a short amount of time, not quite able to capitalize on it on the team fights.
Yeah, Thrall going Sunder instead of the Earthquake like we saw last game. Blaze going for the Combustion, but I guess there's not a whole lot they need to defend against with the Bunker. On the other side, we got triple Panda Pals, and a shield that we just see came out, and there's the Combustion like I saw, there's the Lightning Ball from Cassia. But can the White Maiden healing save anybody? No! Unfortunate. And there's the top fort over to the side of Minion Miners, and a stun on Gingimax, and I think the shield will save her a little bit longer. Oh no. Oh no, Gingimax. Oh no! Gingimax, no! Gingimax! Oh, she's fine.
Oh. Oh my god, the heart palpitations are real.
Oh.
And we saw Minion Miners going 4-1 on that.
Yeah, there is the Zerg wave coming top for a whole lot of damage. Chen just getting that soak like he needs to. But this will do some damage. Let's take
all those kills, they've finally pulled ahead Minion Miners in XP.
Take a quick peek down here, and they got one of these siege guys. Not a whole lot they can do.
Oh,
Batman coming in from the behind. Here comes the triple Panda Pals. A Sunder comes out, tries to shut them down. It looks like they're going to give up this fort and try to elect for some kills, which is probably smart. That's what you got to do. But the stun comes out on the Cassia. Himbo
going down,
getting kind of low.
Quite. He's still going in, very aggressive here on the Himi Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, big stun comes out. Looks like they're looking at the Blaze, but can't quite secure the kill. Thrall just hucking out dogs.
Throwing dogs left and right.
He is the dog throwing champion. Batman looking to just do a little bit of damage to the Thrall once again. Everyone's getting kind of low, and there's still these two siege guys. I don't know what they're called.
Oh, the Ultralisks?
Ultralisks? No, the big floaty guys.
Oh, the big floaty guys. Oh, their technical name is Big Floaty Guy.
Big floaty guys. Thank you, big floaty guys.
I've played StarCraft. I know what those are. I choose not to.
You have my gratitude. I'd likely be served without you.
Alright.
Alan Tujik's voice there. Very strong start from Minion Miners here.
Somebody's making some loud sounds outside my apartment, so I hope that's not getting picked up.
It's not too bad. Minion Miners going for the boss here, not contested at all by Fancy Flightless Fowl. They're just melting through this boy.
Guardians, thank you, Riot. Hold on, Riot. Yeah, Siege Master getting kind of focused here. There's a Seeker coming out. A big Sunder on the Johanna, but not able to secure the kill.
Well, they take the Bruiser camp as well. Looks like they pushed off Fancy Flightless Fowl and stole their Bruiser camp. Oh, this is not looking good for those penguins.
Yeah, full health boss. It looks like this would be a keep down. Chen once again looking to come in from behind with 3 little panda boys. Here they go. Looks like they got their eyes on the Ming, but the Blaze Combustion comes out on the back line.
Oh,
And the Ming goes down from the Panda Pals. Is Himbo next? Himbo is able to get out, and Batman is back to 1 panda.
For that kill, but he gets out of there. Is he able to get all the way? No, not quite.
But Thrall is in the back line, all the way back, getting focused down. A whole lot of action going on in a whole lot of places. The boss is still hacking away at the fort here, or at the core, rather.
It looks like he'll be able to get some damage on there.
Yeah, about 11%. And this is a trade in favor of Fancy Flightless Fowl, but they have to use this time to rebalance these waves. And I don't know what they're doing below my apartment, but it sounds like they're just using a sledgehammer on something, and I do not like it. And yeah, Beacon's activating in 1. Batman channeling the top. Looks like the Cassia Siege Master is just hanging back, needs to secure the pressure on these waves here.
Johanna trying to capture that siege camp, but deciding against it. Not sure if that was the best use of her time there.
Mm-hmm.
Rest of the team rotating top there, capture that point.
Yeah, just trying to get a little bit of channel. Now, Minion Miners is up 16s, and all of the keeps are down. This is not a fight that Siege Master wants to get into. The Blaze Tackle misses, but Sunder does not.
Getting out of there. Combustion coming out.
Combustion, no charge on it, but is able to secure some slows. But no kills secured. That is huge news for the side of our Fancy Flightless Fowl friends.
They're going to have to go top to take care of these catapults and these.
And they have their eyes on this Thrall, but not able to secure a kill. But the Blaze Stun comes out on the Cassia. Siege Master elects to go all the way in. Himbo getting kind of low. Triple Panda Pals come out, and looks like they're going for the point.
Not sure if this is what they want to be doing right now with Mercenary Camp and Catapults right at their core. The shield just being shredded.
Yeah, this is trouble. Looks like Sylvanas is backing. She'll probably use her trait to shut these down for the time. That might save them. But these teams need... Yeah, Fancy Flightless Fowl needs to go back. Our line getting pretty low. Johanna, too. The shield comes out. I don't think that was really needed, but the panda goes down. And that is
we're looking at the end of the game here.
I think so too. Cermak of Cheese. Yeah, that is an end of the game. GG's here.
Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop off, so I won't be able to join you for the hopefully post-game interview, Mark. But I hope you the best, and give my best wishes to the team, and wish them luck on their future endeavors.
Yeah, you have a good one, man.
Bye.
Alright, let's see if we can get these guys on for a post-game interview.
Hello.
Hello. Is it just you joining me for tonight?
I think it's just me. They decided that I apparently played well enough to speak to you this evening, so we're gonna go with that.
All right, Sir Mac of Cheese. First thing I need to do is I need to congratulate you on that excellent name of yours.
Thank you.
Uh,
My high school self is very proud of this one.
Oh, my high school and my current self was also very proud of you for this one. So GG's, those are some good games.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your team and how you guys all got together here.
So it's kind of survived a few iterations. We are all, or at least a lot of us, started out as Kansas City based. So most of us know each other kind of personally. We've all kind of met up and hung out. But we've expanded beyond that. Just kind of friends of friends, and we're all pretty close. So it's been fun. I think the thing is we don't really ever take this too seriously. We're all just kind of having a good time and just playing with friends. So it's been productive. Let's just say that.
That is an excellent attitude to take.
Yes, very much so.
So let's do a quick chat about the games here. So game 1,
Yeah.
I saw the Gall ban coming out. Any comments?
Yeah.
On that?
So we are known for our Shogal. We've played it even before a lot of the buffs that have come out here recently, and we think that he's a perfectly viable hero and something to definitely be respected. So anybody who's doing any research at all, I don't think it's any secret that we play that hero. So I will say, if they hadn't banned it out tonight, we were hovering looking at it. So good bans on their part, because it was a consideration by any means.
So one thing I'm curious about is if you would have been able to get it, would it have been first, well, I guess second pick, or would you take him after the second bans?
Honestly, there are counters to Cho'Gall, don't get me wrong, but we've played around with draft and Hero League and everything else, and we're not too scared of most of the counters. Like, a lot of people jump to a Tychus or a Leoric, but most of those picks have to get very close to Cho'Gall to do anything effective. And we find that, getting chose to a Cho'Gall is often like just the sheer numbers that he can put out. It just doesn't tend to work out in your favor. And don't get me wrong, like, if you dive Cho'Gall super hard with that kind of damage, it's fine. But for the most part, we've found that Cho'Gall is honestly rising above his counters in the current meta.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. We did a little bit of scouting, and I did see both your team and the other team do play a fair bit of Cho'Gall. So we were fairly
it's
certain.
fun.
We were certain we were going to see his face tonight at some point.
I would say of our team, there's 4 of the 5 of us that play it pretty comfortably, and the only one that I'm not including here is our default healer, and that would just introduce a lot more madness into it, but I'm sure he's played it too. But we were talking about different iterations of who would even be playing him tonight, so again, it's a pretty safe consideration when playing against us.
Yeah. So for game 1, that was on Volskaya, and you guys did an excellent job of just keeping up the siege damage there.
Yeah, so we tried to capitalize on the Sylvanas. Anytime that we were out rotating the other team, we tried to kind of punish. They went top quite a bit to clear off lanes, and we just used that to kind of leverage a fort mid or fort and keep bot. We just tried to keep the lanes pushed out, and that's something that we try to prioritize a lot. Is we try to force a healthy amount of macro and turn around and punish kind of a member down team fight. So, for instance, if you go look at that last fight, we knew that we didn't necessarily have to win the 5v5. We just had to wait long enough for the core to push out because we'd already pushed a lot of that advantage. So we believe that macro is something that should not be overlooked in this game, because it can give you that edge. So you don't have to fight an even fight. We don't fight fair. So we want to see other people member down. And that's kind of what we were looking for that whole game.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point, is that last team fight, you guys realized that you didn't need to fight. You could just wait for them to realize that their core was about to die.
Yep. So, they were in a really impossible situation. They had pressure top and bot, and we just had to hold off long enough. And they couldn't lose the objective, and they also had to go back and address that. So we forced them into kind of an impossible situation where they had to force a team fight, which anytime you're in a situation where you're forcing a team fight, it's kind of on the back foot. And we drew them in to where, to my credit, I am by no means good on Sylvanas. Like, I play it, But the fact that we were able to tunnel them into a 4-man silence on top of D-Storm, like, it just wrapped it up pretty nicely. So, and again, it's no discredit to them. They fight it perfectly fine. It was just we forced them to play on their back foot, and they had to kind of have a desperate engage. Otherwise, their core was just going to start taking hits anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they did get a couple good team fights out there. I did notice.
They did. They kind of had us the last 2 or 3 fights before the kind of our final push there. I think they solidly won out. I feel like we were trading 1 for 2, and it wasn't really in our favor. So they fought well. I feel like we always kind of had them pushed back. So anytime we lost a fight, even if we were a member down, the lanes were already pushed. So they didn't really have an advantage to capitalize on. And by the time they caught up the lanes, we were already ready to address any threat they had.
Mm-hmm. All right. So game 2, we got to Braxis Holdout.
Yeah. Blizzard, not that you listen, but if you could just change the 2 maps slightly, that would be lovely. Like any name iteration at all, that would be great. Because this isn't the first time we screwed this up. We actually had a scrim this week where we did the same mistake. Different person made the game, but still it happened. So yeah, no, whoops, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, these things happen. So one thing I noticed is that Weskra, he's on Lucio a lot, and he did manage to get in this game.
Yes. Again, I mean, anybody who does any research on us knows that we play a fair amount of Lucio, but I would say that's not his only healer. If anything, there are certain picks that we're good at, but we're always happy to see him banned out because it opens up the rest of the team. So it's one of those of what do you want to ban? I mean, we have strengths for sure, but his Lucio is good. Like he's almost always hitting his sound barriers. The sustained healing, and especially in a map like that where we're kind of forced into a siege position. So we didn't get Chromie, but we got Li Ming. So all we had to do was just kind of hang back and poke, and I mean that was kind of our strat. We had the Li Ming poke damage, and we had the Lenara poisons on top of that. So I mean it was pretty cancerous. Like we were able to stay topped off. And at the same time kind of have this sustained siege damage, and that's what we were playing off of.
Mm-hmm. You guys were able to hold on to the point at the bottom, but I did notice that your Thrall on Murdering, he was having a tough time against the Chen.
Yeah, Chen was having a tough time, and we were going back and forth in comms. And I mean, that's a map where, I mean, obviously, if you lose both objectives, you're kind of in an awkward spot where you kind of need to start to rotate somebody top to create a little bit of a difference. But because we were winning bottom and we were able to out pressure the Chen top, we didn't even see a need to address. And I think, in fact, you'll see us like we siege down the bot fort, and we just turn around and swap lanes and do the same thing top. So we were handedly winning the 4-man, and we just kept, and they didn't introduce a variable in any of the other lanes. So we just kept it as it was, because while Thrall was losing objective, he wasn't losing lane. So we were just allowed to kind of keep it as it was. So
yeah, all we really needed Thrall was to just be a body up there.
Yeah, I mean, we just needed him to soak, and after he kind of started to come online, like I believe he did get a solo kill against Chen toward the end of the game. So I mean, it's just a matter of time. Like Thrall's a monster. You just have to give him a little bit to get his talents locked in. But I mean, by the end of it, I think we were able to kind of comfortably win out of either lane. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you guys did just basically ignore the objective and take their buildings.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it kind of comes down to is you sort of decide, you know, what you want to prioritize. And I think that map in particular, if you can get some good siege damage, I mean, Li Ming is probably more popular than we give her credit for, but Chromie's really good on this map for the same reason. I mean, you'll see that we didn't just hard siege something down. It was a very gradual thing, just a hit here or there, and we were able to just whittle down the forts without really any interaction at all. Mm-hmm. So,
you tell your Meng, I love that build. Like I know a lot of people think it's a bit odd, but I think it's beautiful.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh yeah, so that's kind of that's a Marsh staple. He loves Seeker. So I also play. I've actually been a mage for this team, so we usually try to rotate into damage. I personally, I don't know what it is. Like when we started to hit this skill level, I couldn't make Seeker work. I am more of a Calamity person myself, but he hits it. I don't get it. I've given up. That's his thing. He can run that.
Yeah, you listen to the replay and you get all those Seeker sounds popping off.
Oh man, I was watching him just. I mean, it's cancer for the front line. Like it gives
Definitely.
Li Ming a solid front to the front, or a solid threat to the front line. Like my answer to that would have probably been orb build, but it wouldn't have been nearly as effective. So,
All right. That's all the questions I have. So if you have any shout outs you want to make, the floor is yours.
so obviously, thank you to my team. This has really been a really fun experience with them, and we've all been really productive and just kind of free, and nothing really gets shut down on this team. Like we're always open to any and all ideas. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm really happy to have gotten to play with them. And obviously, definitely a shout out to the fancy Flightless Fowl. They gave us a really good game tonight, and no discredit to them at all. They played it really close. These fights could have gone either way, and they definitely proved that they knew what they were doing. So if we didn't take this seriously, they could have easily ran us over. So definitely a fun series, and we're really happy to potentially see them again. So looking forward to more games yet. So, and obviously, thank you for the cast. You got brought in last minute, and we always love to have casters for these games because it really helps us learn, going back and kind of watching everything that happened. So thank you for picking this up, because I know we were scheduled for DB Sniley, but you jumped in and saved us. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
So,
well, GG's. Hope you had fun, and good luck for the rest of the season.
awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Well, that is all that I have for you guys tonight. Thank you, anybody who stuck around for this, and I'll see you next time.